Hello, hello, hello. I am going to do a couple, or hopefully just one that goes well, but a Slay the Spire run for the Ironclad here. Going through and making this deck building game work for me instead of losing a gazillion times, which is the way it usually tends to go. Right, the problem with Slay the Spire is I'm not very good at it. And that tends to warp the goodness of my runs. Alright, so Slay the Spire itself is a deck building game, right, where your cards all either deal damage or give you some defense, and you have to kind of dungeon crawl your way through a series of, you know, encounters and rooms. The Ironclad himself kind of gets this little bonus of healing a little bit at the end of each battle, which is huge because there's no really great ways to heal other than that. I think the starting benefit I would like to do here is just a boost to health and move forward. The way the game works is that on the map here I get to pick a room, and then I have to follow this kind of winding path up, dealing with the things that are happening in each of the encounters until you get to the boss, and then rinse and repeat for the 3 stages of the game. The regular enemies are pretty basic. They give you a card at the end. You get a choice between 3 cards that you could add to your deck. Merchant is, a shop. He lets you also remove some cards from your deck. Treasure chests, which right there, are other relics, which are like this thing I have up here. They give you just like static bonuses across the board. Rest stops are where you can heal or upgrade your cards, and elite enemies are harder, more, difficult, like mini bosses almost, that can also give you these relics that give you your static passive boosts. So when I'm picking a path here, I want to try to find one that lets me hit one of these elites, and also, right, I don't want to go here where I'm going to hit 2 in a row, but I do want to hit at least one. So I think the path I want to choose here is actually going to be this one. Right. In an actual battle like this, I can see what the enemy is going to do. They're going to hit me for 11, and so I need to kind of set myself up to defend from that damage, or I'm going to block 10 of that and hit with an attack. I get 3 energy a turn, and each card has a cost. Right, do as much as I can in a turn, and then move forward. Right, on a turn like this, where there is going to be no damage done to me, I don't have to worry about defending myself. I can just kind of go all in on some damage. There are buffs like this, which is going to make every attack they do, 3 stronger than it would be. So without this strength, this would be an attack for 7. I only have 1 block I can do, and then try to deal some damage as we go. So I'm going to take 5 from this, which isn't great, but I'm still actually at a net loss of 0 health because I'm going to heal 6 back when I beat this monster. Again, no damage is going to be done to me this turn, and so I can focus more on just wailing on him. And then hopefully, without taking any more damage, I can just break through and deal the last 8. Yeah, without taking anything else. Heal back up to full, snag some gold, a one-time use potion, and then look at my options to add a card to my deck. tend to go for this Perfected Strike, mostly because the starting cards are all called Strike. Right, so I start with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which then means I deal an additional 10 damage. Right, well, 12 because it counts itself, so this will hit for 18, which isn't bad, and then it's just, can I get a ton of other cards with Strike in the name as I go through? Right, random event here. I mean, I'm not gonna not do this for free. Each card can be upgraded once, right? So now, if we compare, right, a 6 damage unupgraded strike to a 9 damage upgraded strike, but now this can no longer be upgraded. Same thing here with my defense, right? This one will give me 8 now instead of 5, but that's the highest it can go. I have a choice between a shop and a monster. I don't have enough gold to actually do anything at the shop, so I'm just going to kind of swipe my way along this left-hand path. And try... Okay, so these are going to hit for a total of 11. I can get 10 defense, so take 1 damage, and then swing in. There's my beautiful Perfected Strike, which is just going to make this nice and easy. Kill one of them and then hit the other. Heal up. So I net 5 health from that, which is great. I would like to just immediately pick a card that has Strike in the name, but I can't do that. And so I'm actually going to take Inflame here. A power like this, right? There's attacks, skills, and powers. A power is something that's going to give me a buff for the rest of the game. Or for the rest of the match, I should say. And strength is the one that makes your attacks do additional damage. So I'm going to snag this and move forward. Alright, no choice yet, so just keep going. So the risky thing I can do is just try to swing in for a lot of damage and then take some hits. Or I could block 10 and hit for a little lighter. I think killing the little one with the Perfected Strike and then blocking 5 damage is the best use of these cards. I'm going to take 5 damage, but as long as I don't take anything else, I will heal 6, so I'll still be up 1 damage, which is good. This will block the entirety of the next attack, which means I can hit for 15 and pass the turn along. I don't need to do it, but just to see, right? Using a power will remove the card from my pool, so I won't have the risk of drawing it again, but now I have 2 additional damage to each attack, right? So instead of 6, this does 8. Instead of 18, this does 20. Right? And that'll finish up the encounter for me. Snag some gold. None of these things have Strike in the name, but damage to all enemies is helpful. So I'm going to steal that and move forward to another random encounter room. So the golden idol will give me more gold, but I will have to take a hit for it. Check the map, because whatever I get is likely going to be a card that I can then remove, or I can just take some damage because I'll be able to heal up, and if I really take damage, I can take this forked path to heal twice. So I think I will trigger the trap and just take... I think I'm just going to take the injury, which is just a totally unplayable card that will sit in my deck until I pay to get it removed. But then I come here to a rest stop, and I can heal, but I don't need to heal that much. Or I can upgrade a card in my deck, or Recall, which lets me fight like an extra major boss at the end, but I am not good enough to do that. So I'm going to just smith and upgrade one of my cards. If you click on a card, it will show you what the upgrade will do. So it won't change the cost, but it'll make it do 3 additional damage for each of my strikes, which again is 2, 3, 4, 5, including the upgraded one, 6. So it'll add an extra 6 damage, making it a pretty hefty swing. I don't want to put all my eggs in the strike basket though, so I think I'm going to go for a default up 1 to every attack that I have, and then continue my march forward. So that injury I took, I think I could just remove here for 50 gold, which is nice. I still 22, I'm only 12 life down, so I think just paying to remove the injury from my deck, right, making something I then will never draw, is good. Now I can leave this encounter and I can choose. I don't really need to rest again. Another upgrade might be nice, but a random encounter, on the other hand, could be something better. I guess because I'm streaming this, I'll go for the safer option and come in to upgrade a second card. Something that can hit every enemy on the field is important to have upgraded, right? Because if there's 3 enemies, now that's 33 damage. So just in terms of numbers, that is a good upgrade to make. Come to a treasure chest and crack it open. Immediate gold and then a choice. I'm not gonna go for these keys, which lets me fight like the true boss of the game. I will instead just take this horned cleat. At the start of my second turn, I'll gain some block, which is good. And we're gonna come into this encounter now. Nobody is going to hit me this turn, so it's a safe turn to not use any defense. Alright, now my attacks are all stronger by a pretty wide margin. And I can hit... I think the cultists are a little more dangerous in this situation, so I think hitting and applying this debuff is going to be more important than doing 2 attacks. Alright, now any attack I do against this cultist is going to be 50% more effective, and because neither one of them is going to actually hurt me, it's fine. The 14 block that I got from my relic here is going to block a perfect amount of damage for me, so I don't need to worry about using either of these defends. I can just kind of go on and kill this cultist with 31 and then 13. They're not going to hurt me again, so I think I can just go for a triple attack turn. Taking another perfected strike will make my other one stronger because it has strike in the name, and then in and of itself it will be exactly as powerful. And so I think that's the thing. I'm going to default it to taking every card that says the word strike on it from now on. I don't need to heal. So I think I try a mini-boss, and then I can heal if that doesn't go my way. Alright, so I've got a little bit of a setup turn here, which is nice. I can give myself my lovely little boost to make all of my attacks stronger. And then I only have... I can do 23, or what is that, 14 plus 9, also 23, so it doesn't actually make a difference. So let's hit in. So they're stunned, so that gives me a second free turn for this encounter. They're going to hit me for 18, which means I'll take 4. Hitting in for 23 is definitely mandatory. Then the question is, do I care about the 4 damage? Do I want to block it or hit for another 9? I think I want to play the safe route here. Okay, so I'm just going to eat a ton of damage. Gonna defend to the best of my ability and make my attacks a little bit stronger. I'm gonna take 13 damage, which isn't fantastic. But now I've got a turn where I can not worry about defense and just kind of wail on this guy. And then next turn I should be able to just finish this encounter. Perfect. That'll do it. Get some gold. Whenever I exhaust a card, deal 3 damage to all enemies. Okay. I mean, it's free, so I'm going to take it. And then here, is there anything that has a strike in it? No, there is not. But this is really neat, especially for longer encounters. It just gets stronger, right? So it goes from 8 to 13 to 18 and so on. I'm gonna pull that as my option. I took some damage. Is it worth going to heal and missing getting another card, or is it worth upgrading a card and not getting another card? I have to make it through 3 encounters. I think I'm just gonna go for the encounter here. I'm gonna block, so I'm gonna take 4 damage, which isn't great, but then hit for 20. No need to worry about blocking this turn, so I can make myself stronger and then use my 2 strongest attacks in my hand. And then next turn, draw any attack that can finish this encounter. Right. Nice and basic. So I come out of that 2 HP higher than before. none of these cards say strike on them. I have the option to just skip and keep my deck thinner, which means I'll see my more powerful cards more often. And I think as much as I like the heavy blade, I think I'm gonna skip in favor of getting more cards that say strike on them to power up the ones I already have. This is an encounter that I could actually finish in one turn. I can make myself stronger and then hit all 3 of these for 14. Which again is the benefit of having a card that allows you to hit multiple enemies. Again, none of these cards say strike on them. This is interesting. That means all of my defensive cards become one-time use. And when I play one, I deal 3 damage to every enemy. This might make the run really interesting, but it will definitely put me at much more risk, and so I think I'm going to skip one more time here. Okay. This encounter's a little trickier. I still think I open, hitting everyone for 11. I'm going to take 9 damage this turn, so I'm going to block 8 of that. And knock out... I'm going to block all of it for the turn here. Okay, so all of my damage will be blocked, so I can get stronger. I kill 1, and that's fine. I can defend against the attack that's coming my way, and kill him. If I hit him, he will get stronger, and I don't really want that, and so I think I will just actually, not necessary to defend there, but spend my energy on a defense. Right, no matter how much defense I give myself, it will go away at the start of my next turn, I should say. So it's never needed to play more defense. Again, we're gonna forego the heavy blade. Whirlwind does not say the word strike in it. Rampage is good. I took 1. Taking another would be a smart idea. And we're gonna move on. I'm at full health, so I can't rest. There's no reason to, so I'll upgrade one of my cards. An upgraded Rampage is really good. It just starts adding 8 every time I play it. And because we're moving into a boss fight, I have a feeling I'll be playing this card quite a bit. I get a free turn, so we're gonna open with as much aggression as I can muster. now I'm going to get hit for a ton of damage. So I'm going to use all of my defense. And then I'm gonna bet on the long play card here before I take a ton of damage. Give myself my permanent or match-long power boost. A card that grows stronger over time. I am going to get fully healed after this boss fight, but I do want to survive through the whole thing. So give myself some defense in lieu of hitting for damage. Again, let's lean towards more defense. And then here is this combination of 12 and 9 better than 23. It is not, so let's hit for 23 and pass the turn along. If it comes to dire straits, I can throw this for 20 damage. This status card is going to hurt me at the end of the turn, so I'm going to take 8 damage. So I think I want to block all of that and play the card that gets stronger. I could have been a little bit more aggressive there and played both of the Rampage cards that I had. But no, I'm going to take advantage of this turn to debuff and then hit for my strongest attack. Yeah, don't love that. See, definitely don't love this. That's 14 and 4. That's 18 damage that I can't do anything about. So we will just attack. And eat some damage. I think now I try my best to just wail on this thing. Because once, I think this is going to charge up its another, and then it's going to hit me for 6 times. Yeah. So 6 times 4 is 24. That's not great. Can I kill it here? 18 and 14. It's 32, which is not quite enough. But then next turn, I will draw into 8 more damage for sure. It should be enough, and I don't think I will die. Right. An additional 8 should be enough to kill it. 32. No, 32 and 8 is 40. And how many of the burns are in my deck now? Only 3. No, I think I played a little safe here. Defend against as much as I can. Hit for my strongest move. I don't want the match here to really get prolonged, because then these burns are going to hurt me more and more. But that is a beautiful sight. Let's just finish it off. Steal some gold, a one-time use potion. And then one of these cards. The problem with this character is that they're really tough because they want to hurt themselves, which is not a thing that I want to happen at all. So I think I lean towards a defensive option, which would be one of these two. I think taking this, and whenever I gain block, I deal damage to somebody else, would be good. And then open for a rare relic. I do not want to change my strikes to something else, so I'm not going to pick that. Getting 3 other relics is a good thing, but also more energy during boss fights. Alright, I'm gonna not take the safe route and go the risky route in this circumstance. I get a curse that can't be dealt with, and then I get 3 more. Oh, this is beautiful. Alright, so 2 more potion slots. I heal automatically when entering a rest site. And now, if I don't use my energy in a whole turn, it will carry through. And that's going to have to change the way I play a little. Alright, so now I need to take another look at the map here and figure out which way is the best path to take. I don't want to hit this corner. I don't want to do mini-boss, 1 rest, and then another mini-boss. I would much rather have it kind of be this opposite way. So now I've got to get here, which means I can take any of these paths. Which one is the one I like the most? 3 random things in a row is scary to me. Some of these can just be like, surprise, you're fighting a boss. And I don't want to chance 3 of them. And these are exactly the same. So I think I just go down the middle here and do whatever I can. No defense can be done here. This plated armor is neat. Whenever I hit... Right, so... Let's see. Can I break through with this turn? I can boost. And then now I'm going to use my big thing here. When I break it, it's going to go from 14 down to 13. Every time I do actual damage to it, it loses some of this armor. Okay. Hopefully. Okay, so now I get a free turn to do whatever I would like. As much as I would like to set this up so that it starts firing as often as possible, I think I just kind of need to deal a lot of damage and move forward through this. Okay, a hit for 10 is totally fine. Let's set myself up. And then neither of these is going to break through the armor and do any lasting effect. So I think actually, because I have this relic, I don't use either of my attacks here, and the next turn instead of 3, I will get 4 energy, because this won't go away. I will gain 3 at the start of my next turn. Yeah, so now I can do 23 and 14. 37, which isn't enough to kill it even through its defense. And so I lower its defense a little bit. Block, and then wail on it. Still going to take 10 damage, which is not great, because I'll only heal 6. So I'm already 22 lower than I would like to be. But hopefully this triple will kill it. And I get to add a card. Something called Strike is what I'm hoping for, because I really want to keep my deck thin. Ooh. This is actually fantastic. For me, it will deal damage for no energy, and also it will give me this thing you see on the side there, the Dazed. Which which would normally be bad, right? It would sit in my hand and, you know, mess up my turn, but because I have this thing, it will actually combo well into this, and so I'll point that out when it comes up next. Here, these birds, if you hit them 3 times, they fall to the ground and kind of lose their attack. I can't hit them 3 times. I can hit them all for a chunk of damage. So I'm going to take 5 either way. Either I block 5 and take 10, or I hit and do damage, stun this one, and take 5. I want to take the one that progresses me closer to defeating all enemies. Okay, so now I've got 14 block. I'm going to get hit for 15, 18. Unless I can kill this one or hit one of them 3 times, I can't afford to literally play 3 attacks. But I can do that and block. So I won't take any damage. Alright, so let's take a look at this now. I'm going to use my Reckless Charge, deal 10 damage. Yeah, so I'm going to use my Reckless Charge here. It's going to put that card into my draw. I'm going to attack 2 more times to knock it out. Then I have nothing to defend from, so I will conserve this energy for next turn. Right, so now a neat little combo that's going to happen. Because this card is ethereal, right, it has that little trigger word on it, it will be exhausted at the end of my turn, which is going to combo nicely with this up here, which whenever I exhaust the card, deals 3 damage to all enemies. So what would normally just be a bad thing that takes up a spot in my hand and can't be used is actually now going to become an attack for me. On the other hand, I'm about to eat literal garbage from all of these attacks. So I will defend myself, make myself stronger. Is it worth it to burn my potion here? I think so. I think I don't want to take this 13 damage, and so I will just deal 20 to that bird with my one-time use potion, and then kill that one, meaning I don't take any damage. Fantastic. And I can finish this off. There is a beautiful card that says the word strike on it, and so I will immediately snag that up, because it's going to make my perfected strikes stronger. It is not going to tell me how much stronger, and I'm not going to sit here doing the math over and over and over again, so we will just see how strong it gets here. Alright, so now it starts off at 22. I'm not going to take any damage here, and so Wailing, from experience, I know that this stupid furry sphere is worse than this oblong D8. And each one of those dazed cards I guess is actually going to work against them. So is that 19 damage? Let's block all of that. And then let's hit our big sphere. Yeah, hate to see that, but I can still come in for quite a bit of damage. Not quite enough to save me from taking 20 damage, unless skills don't usually do damage. But to avoid taking 20, it's worth a shot. And this is actually the thing that will save me, I think, right? Yeah, so it has 2 health left, so if I take this, it's going to exhaust, which is going to trigger this little thing and kill before I take damage. Choose a card to put back on top of my draw pile. Perfect. And that saved me 20 damage. So I can block, take 6, which is what I'm going to heal back up if I take nothing else. But now I get the opportunity to really just wail. 22 and 9 is going to finish the encounter for me. Okay. Looking for a card that says strike. I should just take this, except this wound, this unplayable status effect that I will get, is actually going to be a downside instead of the other one, which is a bonus. So I'm not going to take any of these cards this turn. Actually, no, I'm going to take this. And we're going to move forward. I'm going to take 10 damage, and there's nothing I can do about that except hit as hard as I humanly can. On the stronger of the two or the weaker of the two? The combination of my perfected strike, which is 22, plus the 14 from the twin strike here, is actually going to do really nice stuff to this guy. It's more than half of its health, and then I can finish it off while then focusing on the other. I don't want 2 attacks to have to deal with at once, so focus the weaker of the 2, and then turn my attention to the one that's remaining. Use the card that gets stronger. So they're going to come at me for 10 damage. I will block 8 of that. Because I used a skill, right, that was the debuff that this guy put on me last turn. I took a dazed, but because, again, I have these ashes, I don't really care about the dazed. That's fine. I do want to get this down, but is it worth not doing 22 damage? I don't think so. Okay, so they're going to come at me for 14 this turn. I am going to definitely do the free attack. And then I'm going to try my best to set up some block for myself, so I only take 9. This is going to really eat away at my life total here. Okay. Do my rampage. This is the card I took at the end of the last battle. It lets me get some random attack that I can then do for free, and it also removes itself from combat, which is going to trigger these ashes to deal 3 damage. Right. And then I could just hit. And every time those get etherealed away, I deal damage. These should be enough to just finish off this fight. Heal back my measly 6 health. I think I will skip as much as, again, I want strikes, but I do not want one that gives me a wound. Cleave is nice. Actually, I think the cleave is worth taking in this case. And now I can try another fight or hit the merchant. I have a ton of gold, so let's hit the merchant. Right, who sits with his silly mask on his silly rug. And now I have a choice. I can buy any number of cards here. They will not refill. But none of them say strike, which again is what I would like for them to say. I can buy a relic. So this will let me start with 3 strength, which is nice. Double relics from boss chests, 5 cards. I have enough, so I will buy this. Get a card back. Right, I can buy these potions as well. Healing for 20% of my maximum health is super helpful. And then I think I'm going to try to take a card from my deck. Is there a card in my deck that I don't like? Right, besides the bell, which I cannot take away. I don't actually think there's things I don't want. As much as I don't enjoy playing a 2-costed attack that doesn't do very much, the vulnerability that it gives to enemies is actually super helpful for me. And so I think I'm not going to pay to remove a card, which is usually the best part about coming to the shop. But coming away with, you know, a healing potion and the ability to work out at these rest stops, which is exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to get swole. Start every battle being a little bit stronger. And then I'm going to take this path which hopefully this encounter isn't too terrible. Then I get 2 more opportunities to heal. This is not my favorite mini-boss to fight. So I think I'm actually going to pull out some stops here. So I can upgrade all the cards in my hand. 2 of them are already upgraded, which doesn't really help. I will defend myself. I will make it vulnerable so it takes more damage, and then I'm going to just wail on it. And in this case, a bigger number is much better. Okay, so it's going to hit me for 18. So let's block all the damage. And then, again, just try to hit as hard as I can and end this mini-boss fight. I really, really dislike this mini-boss. Okay. Not much I can do here, but I will use this first. Applying weak is nice, which means that number is going to go down. I'm still going to eat 10 damage from this. But I do kind of get to bank one of my energy here because of that ice cream relic I have up here. That is a hit for 16. Can I get to 45 in this turn? I can do 9, 18, and 23. That's not quite enough. If I boost my strength a little bit, I can do less than that. But it will make finishing up the fight a little easier. Either way, I can't defend myself, so I think... Yeah, I'm gonna guaranteed get an attack next turn, so I think it's just do as much damage as humanly possible. Oh, God, I wish I just had one more thing. Yeah, every time I get hit by one of their attacks, I take those wounds, which sit in my hand and make me terrible. But I'm going to end this fight right now. Every 3 times you shuffle your draw pile. Not terrible, but that does mean I want to try to avoid taking more cards. Yeah, I'm going to skip the strike one more time. This time... Oh, right. I forgot about that. I heal a little bit just for coming in here. And then I get to heal... What is that, 12? I have 20 cards in my deck, so that's 4 triggers, 12 HP. So I can heal up 26, make a card stronger, or I can just make myself stronger. I'm gonna be risky here. Make myself start off every match stronger, and then probably heal the next one. I'm not going for the keys, so I'll just make myself have more health, and we will march ever forward towards doom. Okay. Snake is going to debuff me, We don't have to worry about defending ourselves, though. And so we wail upon the snake. Right, they randomize the cost of all my cards. I forgot they did that. I'm gonna defend because I can do it for free. I'm gonna play my 2 attacks here. And then end the turn. Right, not taking any damage is great. A free defense. A free perfected strike. And then I can just keep going, can't I? I'm gonna take 3 damage. Is it worth playing all of them? Yes, because it just kills it. Nice. Free gold. Free potion. Ooh. This might not be as good as I want it to be. And again, I want to keep my deck sort of thin so that I see my powerful cards more often. So we will not be doing that. I heal up quite a bit there. I'm only 12 HP from max, so I should not do that. I will instead do my last weightlifting session. So now I start every fight with a +3 strength. And I come into this. Sure. How do I want this to go down? If I kill the leader, these will go away. That's what this little skull means. But I also just don't want to take a lot of damage. So I think I will start... So my goals here, the thing I want to try to figure out if I can do, is kill this little guy, but also deal a bunch of damage. And I don't know if I can do that. Effectively, right? I can do it. There's no doubt in my mind that I can do 15 damage. And I actually think the most effective way for me to do this and survive this fight is to use this bonus right now. Oh. Or just get to play cleave twice. Yeah, I think that's the way to handle this right now, is play cleave, drink this potion to get the cleave back, and play it again for free. Use the rampage there. And attack. Now I'm going to take no damage while this guy does whatever buff he is going to do. 9 times 3, that's 27 damage. That is quite a bit of damage that I don't really want to deal with. I get my free 14 block from my little, where is it? Horn cleat, which is fantastic. Let's hit for a free attack. Should I be extra defensive? No, he's got way too much life, and so we will be a little defensive. And hit with the move that grows stronger. I think I want to save my energy. because I haven't seen either of my perfected strikes yet. They're both still in my draw pile. And I want to be able to play them. So yeah, I'm gonna pass on the 14 damage this turn for the hopes of 20 plus damage next turn. Okay, well I don't get that, but I get a free random attack, which is a free perfected strike, which is nice. That I don't need to defend because he's not going to attack, so I get to get a huge turn next turn with 6 energy. And here, I might actually be able to just kill the boss, right? Making it vulnerable. It's going to make these go from 27 to 40. And then I do get to play them both. And the minions run away. And I come out of that pretty good. Okay, I get free gold. I get a free relic. Dexterity is the inverse of strength. It's going to make my block a lot stronger. I get this key that I said I wasn't going to go after. And I get to pick another card. So I could take strike. Drawing cards is nice. I think I will actually take the strike this time and move on. I'm pretty close to the boss. Let's see what happens here. Hate that. Absolutely hate that. So let's do what we can to attack this big furry ball thing. The dazed doesn't bother me. The fact that you get 26 extra health, that's not fun. Let's go Pommel Strike. Rampage. Twin Strike. Cool, I'm still gonna take 5 damage from this. But I get to kill this thing next turn, and I hate this thing more than anything. Alright. You don't even get an attack that's worth anything. I will make myself stronger. Oh, that was poorly planned of me. I could have killed it with the cleave instead of wasting an actual card on it. It doesn't look like it's going to make a difference, but that's the kind of not so careful play that always makes me lose. Boop. I don't want the wild strikes. Huh. That is interesting, and this leads to some neat stuff that I can do. Right, exhausting cards is the thing that triggers the 3 damage to all enemies, and then the ability to draw more cards from it means I both thin out my deck and also draw extra cards. I'm going to try that out and see what goes. Right, here's our favorite pair of buddies again. Let's actually activate the Juggernaut thing this time. Make myself stronger. Hit with an attack. So, perfected strike for 30. I think it's not gonna kill this guy. But it's not gonna not kill him. Right. He's gonna be a lot easier to deal with next turn. I block all the damage I would have taken. Alright, let's go free attack first. A free perfected strike. Can I kill them both? Right. 1 energy is all I need to kill this cultist, and then I have 2 left to deal 32 damage. So I can't kill them both. But I don't need to worry about getting attacked, because I'm going to get debuffed instead. And then I'm still just going to be able to... Yeah, here's something cool. So I can do this. Exhaust a card. Pick any card in my hand to just get rid of for the whole turn. And draw some cards because of it. Yeah, that's a neat card. But I'm just going to end this fight either way. I will take another perfected strike. Especially one that is already... Right, already upgraded? Yeah. So it's already upgraded. So it'll do more than my other perfected strikes, and it will make all of them stronger. Let's move forward here. I'm already almost at full health, so resting is not a thing I need to do, so let's upgrade a card. Not a lot to choose from. Let's see. Does the Juggernaut get cheaper if I upgrade it? No. I think I upgrade one of these perfected strikes. I've been focusing my entire, combat around it, so I might as well. Cool. I get a free turn here. I think this thing really hurts. So I might have to pull out some stops, but let's just wail on it to start with. Do what should have amounted to a ton of damage, but actually is not even really worth a tick on this thing's life bar. Cool. I block all of the attacks that are going to happen here. Let's hit everything. And focus on the boss. Alright, they're not going to attack. I'm going to block all the damage. We'll see what happens here. Oh, he stole a card? Oh, hey, rude. Yeah, they stole my cards. I don't like that. Let's make myself stronger. Let's cleave. I don't need to defend against anything, but they're gonna shield. Right, they're gonna block probably the boss, which is then gonna hit me for a gazillion damage. Conserve an energy. Yeah. I think I'm not gonna do anything to conserve my energy here. Yup. Cool. 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 Hate all of that. Absolutely disgusting. Cool. So I'm gonna take 28 damage. I don't need to worry about, like, healing back up because this is the boss fight, so I will be healed back to full health. So I'm going to kill this orb. Wait, double check. One of these is holding a thing I don't care about. This is holding Juggernaut, which is the power I don't really care about. This one is holding the Reckless Charge, which I do care about. And I can't do 28 damage any other way. So kill it. Cool. That's one attack. Here's 2 attacks. Here's a third attack. Here's some defense for me. So I'm going to take 12 damage this time. I probably should have focused those attacks on... Yeah. Alright, so my choice is here. I'm going to kill this little guy. And then that's going to do 3 damage, but that's not really enough for me to care. This is terrible. That's so much damage. Oof. Gigantic oof there. Okay, so I can defend myself. 8 and 8 is 16, 24, so I can block half of that. Yeah. We're gonna upgrade cards. So I don't die from this. I'm still gonna take a ton of damage. But now it is stunned. That's good. Let's get rid of one of the strikes. We're gonna do 1, 2, 3 attacks. I'm gonna put Rampage back on top of my draw pile. And for good measure, hit it again. Cool, and it's gonna immediately turn around and say, hey, how about 26 damage? That's not cool. Wail on the bad guy. Do as much damage as I humanly can. Eat 26 damage because I have to. And then kind of just go at it one more time? Sure. Okay. Deal damage and to draw a card. Deal a ton of damage. And then it doesn't really matter. We do more damage. Cool. Don't really care about this, even though it does, you know, trigger the exhaust mechanic multiple times. I care much more about this, which just gives me strength at the end of my turn. Or at the start of my turn, yeah. Oh, yeah. Alright, what choices do I have here? Remove 2 cards from my deck. I can no longer see what the enemy plans to do. Start each combat confused. No, that's way too risky. Yeah, I actually hate that. So we're going to remove cards from the deck, even though I don't really want to. I never play the Juggernaut card, so I'm going to take that one out. What else never gets played? I think I'm going to take the Burning Pact out. And so by doing that, we now... We made the best of a not-so-great situation, but... Like, I would have much rather picked something else or anything else from that. But now we're in the last phase here. What do I care most about? I guess I want to shoot for more of these elite fights. Alright, so where's the first? That's an elite fight. So that's going to be the bottom of my pile here. I don't want to fight multiple. So, like, I don't want to take that path. At least not so close together. I've got enough gold to go visit a shop. Actually, maybe that is the path I'm going to end up taking. Yeah, I'm going to start here, take these two, and then reassess based on these first fights. Alright. Deal as much damage as I can. Attack. Attack. And then... Right, doing 3 attacks in a turn makes all of my block a little bit better, so let's do that. Take 4 damage for the turn. Not great, but still not the 6 that... Oh, right, that's not great. Cool, not a lot of options here. Cool. 39 for sure. And then 12 just ends this fight. Heal back up to full health. Get a card. I don't like any of these, so we're going to skip them. Right, I don't always have a lot of block, so like dealing damage each to my block isn't helpful, except unless I get it guaranteed on the second turn. When the horn cleat goes off. Not great. Right? Heavy Blade is good, but I'm focusing more on the strikes. Entrench, I don't have a lot of blocks, so there's no point in taking that. So we skip the cards and we check out our second fight. Cool. You are going to hit me back when I attack, and you're going to explode in a couple turns. So... I can just take one of them out. Or I can defend and then cleave. Defend... Cleave. I take 4. I take no damage. We end the turn. Cool. We already talked about how much I like those things. Get 14 this turn. Fantastic. Let's get a random thing. Cool. Defend so I can use this thing. Deal 17 damage. That looks like just enough. And then the Perfected Strike is a little overkill. But then I still take nothing from this little guy at the end of the turn, and 13 isn't a big number. And so I can... Oh. Yeah, it's not even worth it. Just wail on the little guy, end the fight, stay at full health, get a card. That's good. That's really good. Alright, how many percentage of my deck is not upgraded? Alright, 4/5, 8/10, 10/15. 10/20, so half. A little more than half. That's not as good as I would have liked, but I'm going to take it anyway. Alright, so. I can risk more fights because I'm still at full health. And then go to the shopkeeper next. And get another fight down the line. Or I can... Let's go for a random encounter. Let's hit the shop first. Cool. What are my options here? Upgrade to random attacks. Regeneration is not great. Heal when I'm less than half health. Huh. None of this is really fantastic for me. I will take this. I will take both of these cards that say strike on them. And then it is near the end of the game, so I think I will also pick up this thing that's going to upgrade. Fantastic. Just upgrade 2 things. I don't want to take anything out of my deck, I don't think. Yeah, not really. So we're not going to take anything out of the deck. We're just going to move forward to our random encounter. Something okay. Cool. A glowing tesseract. What happens when I interact with the glowing tesseract? Huh. 2 more cards brings me up to 30 in the deck, which is what I'm going to do. That's beautiful. So I just start dealing damage to all enemies. Choose one of 3 random cards, or... I can't guarantee I have this when I need it. Otherwise it would be a really good card to take. So I have most of my deck is attacks, so this doesn't really do anything for me. But I'll take this. It'll exhaust and give me some diversity. Huh. The lore to this game is something I don't quite follow all the way. Right, there's some deeper things going on, but this is actually not a terrible run, so we'll just keep going. And so here, just start by doing 11 damage to everybody. Sure. Add a random card to my hand. It costs 0 this turn. So let's just take that. And then actually destroy the big furry ball thing that I hate so much. Wow, that worked out really nicely. I don't need to play this. I think I could just finish this. Yeah, this alone is going to finish it. So if I end the turn, this is going to deal 3 damage to each of them. Wow. Okay, I'm doing very well. Another perfected strike is beautiful. I heal back up to full health, but I was already at full health. So we upgrade a card in the deck. This is a... what is that going to do? That's good, but not as good as a guaranteed 20 damage to start. Alright, because now we're going to try this. From the beginning, it does 15 damage, plus the fact that it's going to do 3 when it exhausts itself. So it's 18 guaranteed damage to every enemy to start the match, which is fantastic. This thing is gigantic and terrifying, though. Cool. Let's do some stuff. Random card. Deal 25 damage. Oh, as I do more damage, it gets more... Or as I play more cards, it gets more damage done to it. Cool. $12 damage twice, or 21. 12 twice is more. But is that going to reset now? Yeah, okay, it's going to reset. That's an ominous thing. Just say the word 4 in my general direction. Hate that. Let's get some defense going for myself. A little bit more attack. I block all of this, so let's just wail on ya. Yeah, hate this super ominous countdown. Don't need the block. Don't really need to upgrade the cards in my hand, so let's just... hit as hard as we can. It's gonna debuff me. Should I use this? I don't think so. No, let's be safe. Let's save that for later. Oh, that's it? Okay. Let's gain some block. I'm gonna gain 3 automatically. So let's make it 9. 10, 11, 12. I'll be safer from any attack. And then hit because we have a gazillion damage to do this thing. Oof. Okay. I need to defend from that. But I'm only going to be able to get a little bit of block. So is it just worth it to eat a ton of damage here and activate this demon form power that's going to make me slowly stronger? Right, because I can do some, right? What was that? 51 and 26. I could do like 75 damage-ish to this thing. And just commit to taking 30 damage. I do have this that'll heal me. I think this is the play here. I don't know if it's the right play, but it is a play to do. I take 27 damage. Oy. Okay. Maybe not the right play to do. Let's get a random card that costs 0. Whenever I play an attack this turn, gain some block. I can only do twice. It's not going to help a whole lot, but I kind of have to. Then I just have to hit with 2 attacks. So let's go attack, gain some block, attack, gain some block. I block 9 of 35 damage, still take 25-ish damage, 26 damage. Okay. And that's just going to keep going up, isn't it? Oh, Jesus. Cool. Okay, we're going to throw caution to the wind here and just hit as hard as we humanly possibly can. Yeah, I think I just run away from this fight. I think I lose if I don't do this right now. I can't handle that. So let's go here instead. I'm near the end of the game, so I don't want to hurt myself by giving myself a curse. I don't even care about the keys. Cards that say strike deal 3 additional damage. That's freaking half my deck. Mini boss. I can risk a mini boss later. Or I can risk 2 now. I'm at half health. I have a thing that will heal me. So I do have the option. It's risky, but not that risky. Cool. He's just gonna come in for 18 damage to start with. That's kind of rude. Do as much as I can in a turn here. Gain some block. Hit for 51. Okay. This is everything is going to hit for 1 this turn. Alright, so this is going to do 1 damage. 1 damage. 1 damage. I want 3 attacks just so I can trigger this thing. And then I want to save my energy because I have this little relic here that's going to help me do that. Hey. Gross. Alright. Mini boss might have been a terrible idea. Instead, we are gonna just wail on a dude. Ooh, that's disgusting. That's the end of me. Heal. Nope. I've got no way of surviving this upcoming attack, right? Because that'll just deal 1 damage to it. Huh. Alright, so I guess go out with a bang. Alright, do as much damage as I can. And then we'll walk into the abyss. Darn. I have no idea if this is a good score or not. I'm gonna guess not. But that is Slay the Spire. This is about as good as it goes. I usually take a lot of damage and die a lot sooner than that. There is like a secret boss after the main boss, which if you collect all those keys that I was avoiding, if you get all 3 of them and then beat the boss, you get to fight another boss, which I have never made it past to see the true ending of the game. But yeah, that is Slay the Spire. Thanks for tuning in and giving me an audience to talk to so that I'm not just, talking into the void. And yeah, I will stream something else some other time. See you later.